Hello, everybody. It's Greg Kostroff, the Bearded Realtor, with another one of our fantastic podcasts. And today we have a great guest with us, and his name is Eric Chessier. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
I was practicing that just now before I walked in. But before we get to the interview today is August 19th. And as I was thinking of today's date, it's like, oh my goodness, the 28th of August is coming up. Don't forget, that is my wedding anniversary.
All right.
And I think it's 43 years, maybe 44. I've lost track a little bit. So just keep reminding me that I've got to do something on my anniversary for my wife. Anyway, with that saying, Eric, guy, it's always good to see you.
That it is.
Do you recall how long we've known each other for?
You know, I probably could have looked that up before. I'd say at least 12, 13 years.
Yes.
Yeah, at least.
And so everybody knows I became friends with Eric when I started buying Cutco knives. And I give them out to my guests. And I want you to, I love his t-shirt because it says best day of my life. It's got to be because he's sitting down with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course.
I'm sorry.
No, that's why I wore it. You got it. You nailed it, Greg.
My wife says, you make it about yourself all the time, and it's true. It's, that's about me.
That's why we like it.
Yeah.
That's why we like it.
Anyway, yeah. I'd like to get, I know you, I've known you for many, many years. I remember about a couple of years back, maybe 3-4 years ago, you sent out a list of how many orders that people had purchased with you. And I think at that time I had bought 15 orders of knives from you. Mm-hmm. And I know that's increased. And so if I did one, maybe two, because I would order in bulk. Right. If I did one or two, so I'm probably going to say I've known you for at least 15 years.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah.
That's how I'm trying to figure out how long we know. Yeah. So let's talk about your adventure in your life so far. Tell us a little bit about you, where you grew up, how young you are. Yeah. How long you've been married, how big your family is.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. 42, 43 in December. Born and raised in Modesto, California.
Okay, stop real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah. So what year were you born?
82.
Okay, so we got married in 83, and you're going to be what?
I'm going to be 43 in December.
Okay, so I'm around 42.
So August 28th, you said, right?
Yeah,
okay.
August 28th.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
So yeah, born in Modesto, grew up Modesto, Ripon. Was fortunate enough to go to Ripon Christian High School, basically K through 12. Spent a lot of my time in Ripon, sports, friends, but definitely grew up in Modesto. Took the bus pretty much every day before I could drive, and moved to the Fresno area in 2014. And we live in the Ranchos as of now. Blessed to be married 20 years as of July 2nd.
Okay. So then I've known you probably about it.
So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 2014, probably 11 years.
But I came down before, started marketing,
before. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
In fact, I'd come down and stay with my cousin Sheila back then, camps, now Frowsing. And now we live, a mile and a half down the road from each other in the Rancho.
So Sheila's your cousin?
Yeah, Sheila Camps, Frowsing Farmers Insurance.
Yeah.
She's really the reason. She's like, hey, you should just move here. You've had so much success just coming up for a day and doing a week's or two worth of volume because of all the new faces and great people like you, of course, have plugged me in. So, but yeah, 3 children, Nash 16, Lexi 14, and then Presley 11. Mm-hmm. And we got 2 in high school this year, which is crazy. My wife works at our church, works at Flipside Church, which has been a huge blessing. Just really had a great upbringing. Great family, great extended family, really kind of a tight-knit group we are.
Do you have a lot of siblings too?
I have 1 sibling, my sister.
Okay.
She lives 2 miles down the road from me.
Oh, wow. And your parents, where do your parents live?
They live in Modesto, still same house I was born and raised in.
Oh, my goodness.
They bought it, I think, sometime in the 70s.
Okay.
So
you drive up and down the 99 to go visit your parents probably often.
Yeah. Okay. They're coming up a lot, and we go down, every once in a while.
Okay.
There's 2 of us up here, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes it easier.
Yeah. Plus, they don't have as much on their schedule as we do.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
Okay, so I know you've had some things go on with your children's health, but before we get to that part, tell us a little bit when you went in. How old were you when you went into Cutco?
Yeah. So my dad saw an ad in the newspaper. Got home from college. I worked with my dad. He's got a landscape and maintenance business, and I had some of my own lawn accounts, and was looking for more work. Of course, trying to pay for that next year of college. And he saw an ad in the paper, and I was like, "Yeah, this seems like something I'd like to do." I always enjoyed talking with people, and felt like I was pretty personable. And so went to the interview, got hired, and that was May of 2002. So the year after I
2002.
graduated, yeah.
Okay, so how many years has that been now?
So 23.
Okay,
Yeah,
and you were
23.
again 2002, and what age were you?
I was 19 at that point.
19 years
Yeah.
old. You got into this business,
Yeah.
and you're still in it.
Still there, 23 years later.
Okay, on a level of 1 to 10, and I know you get what you may answer, but what does the passion feel like being in it so long? 10 being high.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been that long. I mean, going to my class reunion, a few years back, everyone's like, "Oh, you got the longest career." When you're having fun and you count your blessings, you realize you don't want to change it if you don't need to, right?
Yeah.
That old saying of, if it ain't broken, don't fix, or
Yeah.
ain't broken, don't fix it, or whatever. It's just been a great ride. There's definitely been struggles like every business, of course, but it's been a great ride, and the flexibility, the time to be able to spend with kids and family and, my wife, and be able to make your own hours and work as hard as you want. It's great.
Yeah.
It really has been.
Okay.
Awesome.
So can you go back to you were 19, and what was that feeling to get your first commission check? And then how much do you remember making that first year?
Yeah, I do. $63.
The first year?
So the first check. The first check. They pay us weekly, actually. So that was kind of cool. And the way it's set up is you get paid per appointment, or if your commission supersedes that, then you get the commission. I think I just did a couple appointments. The base back then was like, $15 an appointment. So that first weekend, I think I did.
Did family count?
Family counted. Yeah, that's how they have you start. Start off with friends and family. And so I did that and got my first check, $63. It was like, all right, cool. And really struggled the first month. I didn't put the time and effort in to really work the job like I should have. I kind of went in hoping it was just going to be this kind of easy ride. Well, then I was at that breaking point of like, hey, I'm going to be probably out. I'm just going to go back. Went to a conference, a hoorah, kind of pump up the kids kind of conference, and I was motivated. One of my manager, Anthony Pimentel, at the time gave a nice little speech, and I was like, you know what, I can do this. I know I can do it. I just got to put some more effort. We get home, I think it was from the Bay Area, about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, you got to show me this again. And we went through 3 days of training, right? We did all that stuff, and he's kind of like, really? You want me to show you again? I'm like, you got to show me something that's just going to spark me, Sits down with me for about an hour. It's into the next day, past midnight, and I'm learning. I'm ready just to soak it in, right? Just one-on-one. In fact, the assistant manager, Derek Driscoll, was there too. And I was like, all right, next day, ended up selling my first big sale, $800.
Wow.
Day after that, again, another $800. I've literally just...
You made $800.
No, sold.
Sold $800.
And they had a commission of every level you sell, make more. So my career sales before that was like $600, $700. So I literally doubled it in a day, then again in another day. And from then on, I just had that confidence and realized, okay, I believe this stuff is legitimate. I believe it's really the best you can get. And so from then on, end up the next, I think it was 6-7 weeks, selling about $40,000 to friends and family and referrals. They have these like push periods and contests and things. And that was... I actually was fortunate enough to finish number 1 in the office for that summer. And from then on, it was just,
as I'm sitting here, the excitement for you, I'm feeling it. Maybe it's because you're portraying it, but what is interesting is at 19, when it sounds like you first started, and I think we see a lot of real estate agents come in at an early age, and they're hoping to make it big very quick. They want that quick turnaround with, do you recall what was your mindset at 19? And what would you encourage anybody who's starting a business at that age? What was it that and I think you kind of touched on it, but tell us again, what was it that made you make that leap? What was it? Was there something going
Sure.
on in your personal life that you needed the money?
Yeah.
Or what was it at 19?
Yeah. I mean, when you're 19, you're probably not super, I wasn't super concerned with my finances, but it was really just more of a challenge knowing, I guess, first of all, knowing the product was what it was
Uh-huh.
and believing it really was the best.
Mhm.
And running into some people who've had it 20, 30 years at that point,
Mhm.
and loved it. So in my mind, knowing, okay, this stuff is legitimate. I can definitely stand behind it. I believe in it.
Mhm.
But then hearing that speech and um, really hearing my manager speak about the potential and knowing, wow, I can pave my way through college and pay
Mhm.
for it, not have any debt. I was actually fortunate, so fortunate enough, so blessed to my second full year able to buy my first home in 2004. Yeah, so that was just
And you were about 20 years old then?
yeah,
21?
I was just about, yeah, 20. I hadn't turned 21 yet because it was the
You
summer
bought
of
your first home when you were that young?
yes, yeah,
What
I
was
did.
it? Tell us a little bit. What not
Well,
that
the market was just starting to heat up. It was '04,
I
right?
know.
In fact, I actually met with an agent, one of my friend's moms, and
It
got
wasn't me.
cold feet. I didn't even know. This is '03, '04, fall of '03, and kind of gave in to the financial part of the house. Great, this is awesome, but ended up buying a car instead, which was just like, oh my gosh. Looking back, I was like, that was just ridiculous. Shouldn't have done that. The home prices from that fall, I think, of 2003 to summer of 2004 when I bought the house must have gone up 10%, in just that, or maybe more in that short period because the market was really starting to heat up. So, got the car instead, made that mistake, learned, but then decided, my parents, of course, were like, hey, you really should get into a house. And they probably just wanted to kick me out because I was living at home
But you
at
were
that point.
single.
I was single, yeah, single living at home, taking advantage of not even to pay rent and saving money and really just trying to put away as much as I can.
So
Um,
what? Because
yeah,
I'm a real estate agent.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
what area did you buy?
Mm.
Do you recall how much you
I
bought
do,
it,
oh
and how
yeah,
big
oh
was
yeah,
the home?
yeah.
What
Small
city?
home, Modesto, yeah, in
Okay.
Modesto. So it was over by Johansson High School, Modesto, off of Coulterville Court, and we paid $251. I think we went in a little high because the
Mm.
market was definitely
Yep.
a seller's market. End up knowing the sellers. My dad knew the sellers somehow, so that probably was a nice little shoe in. And it was a 1,300 square foot house, so really perfect for a single guy. And the intention was to have one of my buddies live with me too, because he was paying rent. I was like, hey, just let's cut the rent down. You can help me. We'll kind of a win-win. Um, and that was my buddy Kenny, and so he lived with me, and he was renting a room, kind of thing, and we were single guys living in a home,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really just at the time you thought was just a great thing. It really
Mm-hmm.
was,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it worked out well. It worked out really well. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that is awesome. So did you end? Do you still own that home, or did you
No,
sell?
I ended up selling it. I wish I still owned it, of course. Another one of those things you just wish
Yeah.
you would have hung on to. Um, Market changed, obviously, and we ended up in 2014. Of course, this was, yeah, what's that? So 10 years later, moved to Modesto or Fresno, just for a quick 2 years before we moved to our home in the Ranchos in 17, and ended up selling that house, I believe, in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe.
Well, getting back to now the Cutco, your
Yeah,
business,
yeah,
because I think it's pretty amazing that um, somewhere you trans. What's the word I'm looking for? Trans to
transferred or
not to
transitioned or
trans. There's the word transition
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
into helping just realtors,
Right.
correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And tell us about where that was in your career,
Right.
how many realtors you were working with the first year. And you've already told me how many realtors you're working, but I'll let you tell them.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
How many realtors? When did you start working with
So
realtors?
the idea really was so fresh and new. There's one main guy who started it in like 05, 06, ran with the concept and was working it up in kind of the Vancouver, Washington area. His name's Tony, still the head of this program. In 06, 07, started kind of telling people about it. And I was actually taking the avenue of going into management.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd been a representative since '02. I definitely had some great success doing the residential sales, is what we call it. We were selling Cutco in homes. And then at a conference, literally had one management training left before I was able to open a district or a branch office and take that avenue with Cutco, with vector marketing. And one of the, I guess, corporate guys, you could call it, his name's Steve Porzak, came up to me and said, hey, you really need to check out this new idea with Tony Carlson. So popped into his little breakout, and I literally knew after sitting in there for 30 minutes, I was done with management. I'm going to put that to the side, even though it was 99% there. And I'm going to pursue this new concept where we take the Cutco product, engrave it with a real estate agent or lender's name or business owner's name.
Yep.
Excuse me. And that turns into this long-term marketing concept as a gift for real estate agents. And there was about 10 of us in that group, the first meeting we had that next spring. And I literally dropped all residential sales, all management, full-fledged into the gifting side of the business, this new concept. Probably had about, I don't know, 100, 150 clients that first year. And then as the years went on, I've been just blessed to now serve over 2,000 realtors and lenders in the last 17 years.
So are these realtors that you're working with ongoing?
Yeah, so like most of them are ongoing. Some have retired, some have decided to do something else, which is fine. But yeah, 2,000 plus lenders, realtors that are.
So go back to your first year in real estate and selling Cutco knives. Yeah. What was your gross sales?
In the first year of the residential side or the gifting side?
Just residential. Yeah,
side. Residential. I think I ended up selling about $60,000.
Oh, was that a full year?
That was, so my gross, my gross is probably, maybe 25, maybe 35,000 or so, right around there.
And your best year in the last few years, what was the gross you sold in sales?
In sales.
Yeah, not talking about commissions.
Yeah. $500,000 in a year.
So you have sold over about $500,000 in product in 1 year.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. And with using over 2,000
agents. Yeah. At that, yes. So 2,000 plus clients. Yeah. I don't even know what it is now. I kind of stopped counting after 2,000.
So sales is sales, right?
Sure.
It's relationships. It's keeping in contact. All that. It doesn't matter if you're selling Cutco knives, real estate,
right,
cars, whatever it may be, right? So what are some of your business practices that you use to keep in contact with your people? How do you keep those relationships going?
Yeah. First and foremost, practicing what I preach, making sure most everybody has a piece of Cutco in their home. So they know when they're giving the gift out to their client, they've got it. They can experience how amazing it is, the quality. So really can have that transfer of enthusiasm when they're giving the gift out.
Yeah.
Secondly, just always making sure you've got a plan for the day. So the night before, morning of, putting out 4 or 5 things on my to-do list that I'm for sure going to accomplish, or at least attempt to accomplish, unless you wake up with a dead battery, like this morning or whatever.
He was not quite late, but almost.
Almost. And having really a goal, having a vision, knowing it, right? So,
I just stopped, I scroll, as people say. So you knew you had to be here by 9:30. You go out to your vehicle and the battery's dead. What is that anxiety like for you, knowing?
Yeah. No. Well, fortunately,
how did you handle that today?
Yeah, right. Connect to the charger real quick and see if I can get a charge out of it. And I really couldn't. But fortunately, my wife hadn't gone to church yet, or hadn't gone to work yet, which is at her church. So she's like, "Oh, don't stress. Just drop me off, and then come pick me up afterwards."
So the stress was very much.
Yeah, we had a good She had a good backup plan for me, which is great. She does that a lot.
See, I get really big. I would be just.
Oh, initially it was just like, oh crap, right? And I was literally, I'm calling to see who has the battery and who can just plug it in real quick, or who can install it. And nobody had it. Nobody in town had a battery. They had to order it. So I was just like, okay. So there was about good 5-10 minutes of like, yes, I got to figure out a way. I'm to ride my bike, or I don't know what, but 20 miles. No. So yeah,
Okay.
it worked out. It worked out good.
Okay, good. And I'm sorry, I scrolled. You probably
No,
forgot
squirrel. No, it's good.
what were we talking about?
We were talking about
The agents
the
keeping and how you your business practices.
Yeah.
You know, and I like the idea. You made sure that the agents had Cutco in their home.
Yeah, really practicing what you preach, right?
Yeah.
Being there for the client first before yourself. And we've had clients where they get an order in and it's engraved. And when we engrave it, it's permanent and it's something that you can't undo. It's cutting the steel forever. And we've had clients have life come up where their things are coming up and they needed to put things on hold. They needed to make a shift and just try to accommodate those on a human level. It's not just about the gross sales. It's not just about hitting the goals. It's about, hey, we're all human. Life happens. We want to be considerate. We want to be willing to work with everybody regardless. And treating people like you want to be treated I think it's just a great way to have it, not even just have a business, but have a successful long-term business. So.
Well, very good. We could talk a little bit. I want to get to the personal side soon, but back to the Cutco knives. I know I use them all the time. I've been giving them out for probably, let's just say 15 years, and my clients really love them. And I've had people tell me, this is the one I give out, and I have it engraved. It says, the Bearded Realtor. It's got my name and everything, and I do the red handle and everything. And it's amazing how many of my clients will say, Greg, I use this every day and I think about you.
Love it. Yeah.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I've actually worked with children of parents that I sold homes to, and the child will come to me, hey, I want to buy a home from you. Hey, am I going to get a Cutco knife? I can hardly wait.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, that's repeat business.
Yeah.
And when they're thinking that, Cutco knife, let's go use Greg because he gives a Cutco knife.
Yeah.
I have cut myself with this knife, and I had 7 stitches. So, couple questions.
That story.
Yeah, couple of times. How many times have you cut yourself?
Oh, handful for sure.
Any stitches ever?
Never stitches. No, I got bit a couple of times and kind of realized. But fortunate, my wife has definitely.
Yeah,
and definitely has cut herself and had stitches. Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
I was the first time, second time in life that I ever had stitches, but I cut myself. And I didn't even want to look at it. And so I ignored it until the next day. Then I went into the emergency. Or not emergency. I went into one of those walk-in.
Like urgent care.
Urgent care. And the guy goes, I don't know if I could save it. You waited too long.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So he put it together and it's still there. I got my thumb.
Yeah, you're good.
But anyway. Okay. So before we get to the personal side a little bit, tell us about these knives here. I asked Eric to bring knives. We're not here trying to sell the knives to anybody. I want to know, why is this Cutco such a great knife?
Yeah, thank you. Really 3 things. Everything we make is guaranteed forever, and that's kind of the foundation of what we do. Engraving your information on it is the second part, where you have this guaranteed forever product, has your name on it. Every single time your client's in the center of the home, which is the kitchen, they see your name and they're reminded of that great service you provided. We found a niche because of that. Most gifts that agents are given are really a consumable gift.
Yeah.
Gift card, basket, bottle of wine,
whatever. I know, and they're shaking it, and they're not even drinking it.
Right.
I watch other realtors shake it, and it goes all over the grass.
It's wasted, huh?
Yeah.
This is really just something that's tangible, and because the guarantee, the free sharpening, they're going to have it for the rest of their life, and they're going to be reminded, of that great service. And that's the goal. We want to make sure you guys are top of mind. And statistically, NAR talks about in just 2 years, only 12% of clients can remember their realtor's name. So with this, it just allows you to close the gap.
Yeah. Well, and you brought these. Okay, I've given this out, and it's my favorite knife.
Yeah,
I use this every day in the house.
Yeah.
And I actually have almost 4 of them now that I have in our drawer. So because it's
good steak knife.
Yeah.
You can use it.
Tell us a little bit is this your number 1 knife that you sell?
I would probably say this is our number 1 individually.
Okay. Do you mind if I take it out?
Absolutely, take it out. Yeah. And this is definitely one of our top packages. Chopping, dicing, mincing, fruits, vegetables, and that's more like utility. So people choose to pick these when you get fingerprints on them.
Yeah.
When they purchase themselves, these are definitely the top sellers. So.
I'm not going to tell the audience whose name is on there.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just keep yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we'll keep that one. Keep that between
How
us.
could you do that to me?
Yeah, we should have put one of yours in there.
I know.
Just one of the samples. Just one of the
I
samples.
got
No
it.
offense,
I got
Greg.
it.
No offense.
All right. Well, you said they're guaranteed for life. What about the material? I'm sure, what makes it such a good knife?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I think you're hinting at.
Yeah.
Because we guarantee everything, it really has to be good material. We
Right.
don't want to be replacing it, every few years. We use a 440A high carbon surgical steel. So literally, when you got that little cut, he was probably able to save it because it's the same steel they use to cut you open when you're having surgery. Handle is a high impact thermal resin, so it's a real expensive, fancy way to say a really good plastic. Nickel silver rivets, to just really all high quality material. So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
good. Well, I enjoy giving it out to my clients. I know they enjoy getting them. But one of the reasons I wanted you to come and do this podcast is because a couple personal things I'd like to discuss with you. One, a story about your daughter being sick, for one. But first of all, going back, I don't know if our viewers can tell, but Eric's a little bit taller than me. Let's stand up. I don't know if let's see. Yeah.
Hopefully you get it.
Who is the tallest, right? Not me. I'm 5'7". How tall are you?
And they wake up in the morning 6'4". By the end of the day, he's 6'3".
Wow.
No, just
6'4". 6'4". Yeah. So I got to ask, did you play sports in high school or college?
Yeah, high school and college.
And what did you play?
Played volleyball, basketball, soccer, a little bit of baseball, but the main sport was basketball.
Yeah.
And we were at small Ripon Christian small school, class of 67, I think. So you kind of played a lot, right?
Wait,
basketball
67
was
people?
Yeah.
Okay, you had to play. You had to play every sport.
Pretty much did, and a lot of us were pretty active, so it was fun. But yeah, basketball was the main sport. Had an opportunity to play that in college as well, and that was a good experience.
Yeah.
Good
were you good at it?
Yeah, sure.
Because of your height?
You just kind of, even if you're not that great, you have the height. It makes it a little easier. So, but yeah. I think, I always
wondered, what would it be like to at least be 6 foot, let alone 6'4", and I don't know if I'll ever reach that goal of being there.
I don't know. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll have to check in with you in 5 years and see.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Tell us now a little bit about, you had a little health scare in your family. How many years ago? Who was it with? What was going on?
Yeah, we had just moved to Fresno. And my daughter
Wait, you live in Fresno now?
Yeah, just for a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2014 we moved from Modesto to Fresno just for a couple years, and daughter came downstairs, wasn't feeling good, ended up getting sick a couple times. You think it's just this normal sickness, and sitting on the couch with us. She was, I think, 3 at the time, and she just really started getting really tired and lackadaisical, and ended up vomiting again, and it was just a couple times. It wasn't too outrageous. And pretty soon, she literally it wasn't a falling asleep. It was literally, she's getting sick, and 10 seconds later, she's like passing out. So we're just like trying to her name's Lexi, like Lexi. So she's passed out. She's out. So she's literally unconscious. And we were freaking out, call 911, have the ambulance come. She ends up coming to after a little bit of time. We're thinking, do we need to do, check her pulse, CPR? And at that point, as a parent, you're really just not sure what to think, and you're on edge for sure. Well, she came to, and paramedics came in, and everything seemed fine. She just had ended up passing out. Not sure exactly why. I brought her into our pediatrician, and wanted to just check all the boxes, make sure everything was good. Ended up getting an MRI, was one of the last things, and found that she had a small mass on her occipital lobe in her brain, which was really scary. In fact, we ended up leaving Children's Hospital. Before we even walked out the doors, probably 20 minutes after the scan, our doctor was so amazing. She called and explained what was going on. So that was tough news to get.
And I'm not in the medical field. So that tumor, was a cancer?
It wasn't. It was benign, fortunately. At least that's what they thought. But it was at the point where you really can't go in to check, and you don't really want to, because it would, potentially she'd lose vision, or because the occipital lobe is what controls your vision. And so it was going through all the tests the next few months of checking her eyesight, doing all these color and brightness tests.
Was she still getting sick in
She
between?
wasn't. That was the thing. No other symptoms. No other symptoms.
Just that one time?
So it was just that one time. So it's really like, okay, this guy just trying to tell us that we need to get this checked out. We've obviously found something that was abnormal. And we were getting scans every 3 months, MRI scans, just to make sure it wasn't changing in size. And really every scan was this another one of those, couple days before where you're just really nervous and we prayed a ton. In fact, second we walked out of that hospital after the MRI, everybody that was with us, we right there prayed.
Yeah. Do you talk about it much?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, with that saying, I know she's better today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what were the steps of getting her to where she is today?
I didn't think I was going to get emotional. I've talked about it 20 times more,
but
just it was an answer.
Well, let me go back. It seems like, because I know you're a man of faith. You go to church. You're very involved with church. So tell us a little bit. How did that faith get you through this time? And can you imagine not?
Oh, yeah, exactly what I was going to say. I couldn't imagine doing that without. I don't know how people do. How you go through a trial in life without having that security of knowing, hey, everything happens for a reason. God's got a plan. But fortunately, every one of those scans, it seemed to get better. Mm-hmm. Better and better. And about 18 months later,
no treatments,
no treatments, no nothing. And as technology got better, they were able to see a little better, clear pictures. And about 18 months later, it came to the point where they really decided that, and we've gone to UCSF, we've gone to all these different places to get the best of the best to make sure. And they decided that on the last scan, it was now just a blood vessel. And so really at that point, it was like, oh, well, God just did a miracle. Whatever it was or could have been, he switched it. And now it's just she's got a nice, big, healthy blood vessel in her brain, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, and really attribute it to a miracle. You know? So. And
how often do you still get it checked out every so often? Nothing.
We did a year after that again, and then another year after that again, just to be on the safe side. And it looked like it was actually shrinking every time we got a scan.
So we could say, those who maybe don't believe in a higher power of faith, and of course you're God-fearing, you're a Christian man, but the power of prayer is what I'm hearing from it.
No question.
Yeah, and you were, how big was your congregation? Was it your family? Who all was involved in that circle of power of prayer?
Yeah, we did back at our church in Modesto. The second we found out,
sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I got to start doing math in my head. That always helps.
I could say a joke, but I don't want to.
No, that's okay. Do a joke. Laying on hands. We had the elders and deacons come. Pastor prayed for her.
So they literally laid hands on her. I believe in that power, that power. Wow. Interesting. How old is she today?
14.
Yeah. Does she
Healthy,
remember?
Happy.
Does she remember any of that?
Oh yeah.
You're gonna make me tear up here. Hold on.
I know. If we could cut.
Where's the Kleenex? Yeah.
No, it's good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. No. I appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing that, because not everybody goes through. There's a lot of people who have health issues, but when it comes to a child, you're not dealing with it yourself. You're at the mercy of whoever's hands involved.
Oh yeah.
And so with that, we thank God, the Creator, that she is doing great, and he showed mercy upon you and your family.
Oh Absolutely.
Yeah.
Huge. Very thankful. And you couldn't tell. No
Again, she's
difference.
14.
14. Yeah.
So it's been 11 years since you found out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I know you shared that story with me, but man, it just seems like yesterday. I don't.
Flying by, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what else can we talk about?
I know. How do you surpass that, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's go back a little bit about faith. We'll finish up with faith.
Okay, great.
How do you encourage people to, say they feel like they have nothing and they don't have a faith and they feel lost? What would you tell an individual?
Yeah, get to a church, get into the Word, get involved, get some community, get a friend that you can talk to,
Yeah.
that you can express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But most of all, just try to understand that everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They're really it's so hard to see, but looking back in the times of how that strengthened us,
Yeah.
right? It might, our marriage and our family life, and a lot of times in those situations, it seems like it can kind of go either way.
Yeah.
You can kind of make it even worse or harder, or it can draw you closer.
Yeah.
And it's pretty obvious for me personally. Anytime there's been a difficult task or something, a hurdle to jump over,
Mm-hmm.
Drawing closer to the Lord has been the recipe for getting out of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen the way you want.
Yeah.
People pass away and you lose relationships, etc. But it's all for a plan.
Yeah.
Romans 8:28 talks about that very clearly. So.
And I'm sure there was doubt at time, or I use the word doubt, but I'm sure there was times of
questioning, right?
Yeah.
Why
and is this going to get better? What are the end results?
Right.
So yeah. And so it has strengthened you in your relationship. You talked about your church and family, but how did it change your relationship, if not made it better or whatever, with God?
Just more reliability on Him, knowing He's in control and knowing that in the future there's going to be other hurdles you have to jump over.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever goes through life where it's just easy. There's always something.
Mm-hmm.
But also really understanding too, when you have those extreme hurdles, looking back and going, oh wow, these little things don't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Stressing about money, stressing about where you live, or stressing about the superficial material things, it's almost easy to put those on the back burner because it doesn't matter. You're focused on the important things. Life.
Well, on a little ending up this conversation, a little on a higher end, what does you and your family do for fun? What do you guys do as a family? Do you vacation? What do you guys like to do as a family?
Yeah, I love to vacation. Love to go camping.
Where do you go
on
camping?
Trips. We'll go to Shaver. We'll go to New Brighton Beach in Santa Cruz. We'll go to Kennedy Meadows, Dead Man's Area up by Sonora.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do a lot of camping. Always go camping a couple times a year, fishing.
When you say you go camping and you said Shaver, what part of Shaver?
Edison, Camp Edison.
I don't know if we talked about that. Well, I've been going there for almost 40 years now.
Oh, really?
We camp at Camp Edison for 40 years. Yeah, since our youngest daughter was an infant. She was on my back. So you go there too.
Yeah, Lodgepole is where we usually stay at 50, 51, 54.
You like that area?
That's where just what you can book now. It's like you're clicking the button the second if you're a second too late, that's it. Those sites,
we go to the last loop, the 80s and the low 90s. We love that, and it is very, very hard to get into that.
Yeah, we'll have to check that one out.
Yeah. Oh, that's the last loop. Anyway, Eric, hey, I've enjoyed this time. Likewise. And I've enjoyed giving out your product, and I will continue to again give the product out, and I'll support you.
Excellent. Appreciate that very much. Thank you very much.
Thank very you, good. Sir. Thank you. Yep. Hey, everybody, I want to thank you again for tuning in. And again, we are actually, and I did not have, it's funny how things work. We are giving away a Cutco knife at the beginning of September. And there's going to be some instructions on my YouTube channel how you can enter for this drawing. So I want to encourage you. To have an awesome day. Love your family, embrace them, your family, God, business, and thank you. And again, Bearded Realtor here. If I ever can help you, please give me a call. Have a great day.